Hey guys, welcome back to Film Title. Today we'll talk about 3 of the most insane moments on Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's head into it. Number 1. A Museum of Pimples. Dr. P treated the man she dubbed the Pimple Popper Museum on the most recent episode of her show because he had a head full of cysts that contained secret cysts within them. Ken, a 35-year-old from Polk County, Florida, visited Dr. Pimple Popper's Upland clinic with pillar cysts ranging in size from a pea to a golf ball. Ken revealed in the program that he first spotted the cyst when he was 19 years old. He's discovered 1 or 2 additional cysts on his head every year afterward. Ken claims that he grew his hair and beard out to hide the cysts and that he stopped attending to the gym because he was embarrassed. He also attempted but failed to pop them himself. These bumps have definitely made me feel more melancholy. My work and my self-esteem have suffered as a result. On the episode, Ken, a cell phone salesperson, remarked he acknowledged Dr. P, whose real name is dermatologist Sandra Lee, that he tried to get rid of the cysts with a safety pin and his own fingers. Lee said he knew how helpless he felt in those situations. Popping and picking at cysts might lead to infection, a larger cyst, or more difficult treatment process. Irritated cysts, according to Lee, generate more scar tissue and refill with a more liquefied fluid, making it more difficult to completely eliminate the growth. When Dr. P first started treating Ken, she observed this. She used an injectable medication to numb his cysts before slicing into the middle of a golf ball-sized cyst through the back of his head. She carefully squeezed against the incision, allowing thin-looking blood and yellow pus to drain. This was a telltale sign, according to Lee, that she had manhandled the growths at home. Dr. P was able to detect the cyst in her sac, which she needed to remove in order to prevent the cyst from growing further. She was able to close the wound and cut open the next cyst, which turned out to be 2 in 1. Ken's DIY therapy, according to Lee, resulted in a proliferating pillar cyst, which is an inflammatory cyst that produces another cyst next to it. When Dr. P examined the growth's 2 sacs, she exclaimed, "He's a booger." Despite this, she was able to stitch up Ken and remove both growths. Number 2. A scalp full of cysts. Dr. Sandra Lee shared a cyst-popping marathon on Friday, in which she removed 5 growths from one man's head in less than 20 minutes. She demonstrated how she removed the numerous pillar cysts in a video, posted May 7. The most frequent type of cyst is a pillar cyst, which develops on the scalp. Pillar cysts affect less than 10% of the population and are usually not cancerous. Pillar cysts, when keratin, a protein found in skin cells, fills them, as previously reported by Insider. The cysts resembled small scallops when Dr. P plucked them from the incisions she made in the man's head in her most recent film. Dr. P used a scalpel to make a 2-inch incision on top of one of the cysts to treat the man in the video. The famous dermatologist injects a numbing medication around each growth before treating the patient, albeit she didn't display it on camera. She then proceeded to deepen and expand the incision with her scissors before inserting tweezers into the hole. Lee was able to grab the full cyst and take it out all at once after some prodding around. Dr. P used her scissors to remove a tiny sac before stitching the cut. Although the second pillar cyst was 3 times as large as the first, Lee utilized the same approach to release the white and bulbous mass. She stated it looked like a plum after Dr. P removed it. She went through the procedure 3 more times to get rid of the remaining pillar cysts. She then performed a cyst show and tell for spectators and her patient, laying all the cysts side by side on a nearby table. Number 3. Shoulder blade lipoma. In one woman's situation, her lipoma had grown larger and more apparent over the course of 6 years, so she opted to have it removed. Although lipomas are not malignant, they can cause discomfort if they grow in certain regions, such as the base of the neck. According to Lee, Dr. P began treating the patient by injecting a numbing solution around the affected area. She then used a surgical blade to cut through the lipoma center, revealing a lumpy and yellow fat deposit beneath the skin surface. Lee then dug into the incision with her fingers and the tip of her scissors. She also tried to push the growth out of the woman's skin by squeezing the outside of it. Dr. P noted in the video's description that lipomas are enclosed in a tiny sac beneath the skin surface, which allows them to pop out of the skin with one push. After a few minutes of struggling with a lipoma, a fat deposit broke the surface, which Dr. P was able to cut away. Despite this, she didn't obtain the entire lipoma because fibers under the woman's skin acted as netting, keeping the lipoma in place. According to Lee, she used surgical stitches to close the wound and advised the patient to limit her shoulder movement for the following 10 days. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.